What are your thoughts on buying foreclosures?
Great. That's where I got a lot of properties at, man. That's the BRRRR method. I mean, a lot of that is that's what a lot of it is, guys.
So I have 38 doors, all mortgage free. Should I refinance them all and scale up to more units? What kind of don't like to take on that much debt? Cash flowing about 32K monthly.
I mean, it depends on what your goals are. You're already got, $350,000 a year. You're not paying any taxes on it. But the one thing you are doing is you're burning through all your depreciation, and all that depreciation is going to be used up in 27 and a half years. And then what's going to happen is all that money is going to be taxable. So if you go and let's say, look, guys, he has 32,000. Watch this. I'll tell you about how much equity he probably has. 32,000 times 12. That's 384. So divide that, he probably getting an 8% return on his money divided by 0.08. So you probably got about, depending on the market, $4 to $5 million worth of property. So if you were to take that let's say 4.8 million is the number I came up with. Let's say you were to take that and leverage that at 75%. Okay. So now you got 3.6 million. And instead of you getting 8% on your money because you own it free and clear, you're going to take that 3.6 million. You're going to go put that on a payment. You're going to go buy about $15 million worth of property. Now you just went from owning 4 million, 5 million to $20 million worth of property. So let's look at your tax benefit. You're going to take 15 million. And then wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 27.5. You're going to create a flat line about $500,000 a year in principal. You're creating $500,000 a year in tax write-off by buying that property through your depreciation, and that's flat line 27 and a half years. But more importantly, you're going to be able to get about a 15 to 20% cash on cash return. So watch this. You're still going to get 25% of your cash return because you didn't leverage all of that. Let's say you had 4.8 million. The 4.8 million, you're going to go down from 32,000 a month. So let me just do some quick math here. You're going to have debt on 3.6 million. That's going to be times, let's say you're paying a bank 4% times 0.0425. You got 153,000. Okay. You guys are going to have to go back and watch this. So he's going to have $153,000 that he has to pay the bank out of his, what was it? 32,000 times 12. So you had 384,000 minus his new payment to the bank, minus 153,000. 384,000 minus 153, 123. These are the type of scenarios that you got to do to keep going. So now you got 231,000 in cash flow, right? Because you leveraged them against the bank. But guess what you did? You created a $153,000 write-off because now this mortgage payment you owe to the bank is a tax deduction. Plus, on your new property you bought, you got another $500,000 tax deduction. So you got $653,000 tax deduction right now. So far, now we got to see what you did with your $3.6 million. You took your $3.6 million. Let's say you went and bought a property for $15 million, and you put down 20%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by or times 0.75. So you got 11.25 million that you borrow from the bank, but you bought a property that makes 6.5% return. But you bought one that's a value add. That's what we do when it's BRRRR. So within a year, you're going to come in, you're going to do some renovations, and you're going to be able to push that 6.5% return through increased rents. Let's just say you only push it to a 7.25% return. And guys, man, you have to go back and watch this over and over because this is real high level complicated unless you're a banker, you've been doing this for a while. So you're taking that 11.25 million, you're borrowing that money from the bank at, let's say, let's say 0.0425, okay? So your payment to the bank a year is $478,125. Now, remember, it was a $15 million property, okay? So remember, we bought it at 6, but we pushed it to a 0.0725. So you times 0.0725. You got $1,087,500 minus your 478, 125. Now your cash flow is 609,375. Plus, you're going to carry your 231 from your other house. Now you got 840,000 a year in cash flow. Instead of 32,000 a month, you're going to divide that by 12. You got 70,000 a month, right? But wait, there's more. You got $70,000 a month instead of 32,000. But on top of that, since you were able to push the value of that 15,000, now you're doing commercial property. You're able to push that by 1.25. Let's see. Before you were at 15 million times 0.065. That had a $975,000 NOI, which is net operating income. That's what was going to help you pay the bank payment on that. So all you guys say, well, how am I going to pay that? The bank doesn't look and say your personal income. The guy who had said you had the one house, they say, oh, this property brings in $975,000 a year. You're going to put 25% down, yada, yada, yada. Okay. But you took that property that was worth $15 million. And through renovations, you did a little bit of renovations to it. You were able to push it to a 7.25, which is 75 basis points, just by being a better operator. Now it had $1,087,500. So you're going to go trade that back off at the same cap rate, divide that by a 0.065. Property is now worth $16.7 million. So let's say you had to put $300,000 in it. You made $1.7 million in increased value. And let's say you had to put 300 back in it to clean it up a little bit. You made a net 1.4 million, plus your cash flows up to $800 plus $1,000 a year. So you got to make that decision ultimately, but that's the power of leverage. And that's how you keep stepping up. But if you got $32,000 a month and you're comfortable and you've made it, man, you know, it's up to you, man. You got to make that decision personally for what you want out of life, because ultimately this stuff here is a grind. You're going to have to jump back in. So I can't make that decision for you. I can show you how to do it, but I can't make that decision for you. Sure, you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, Nate Barger on YouTube, and hit the bell, and you'll be notified on any new videos that come out.